How's it going, folks? This is Aviel Leos from the Children's Court, and today I wanted to do a review on Lil Kim's number 9 album that she released last week. It's getting some rave reviews. I've listened to it myself, and it's a pretty good album. I'm probably not going to review every song on the album. It's going to be more of a sound, music, and just artistry in general type of review. As well as fashion. I don't think we need to go over every song for you to get the fullness of what I feel or what I think about the album. The cover art. This cover art is absolutely iconic. I thought she was, when I first saw it on her Instagram page, I thought she was doing some kind of Louis Vuitton collaboration or something. It turned out to be an album. With that being said, this photo is, again, very iconic. It's like an assertion over every female rapper that has come out doing colorful hair and wearing bathing suits or pantyhose, leotards, whatever we're calling them today, talking about sexual escapades and music and just trying to be that bossy corporate. Lil Kim is the mother of all that. You know what I'm saying? And this picture is her ascending to God mode over these women that have come after her. And make no mistake, every female rapper that has come after her has tried to be her, and she's constantly outpacing them. This album art is just a picture of that. Pray For Me, the first song on the album, features Musiq Soulchild. He was an R&B singer in the 90s, probably stretched into the early 2000s. Really cool dude though. I mean, he made good music. R&B's been largely wiped off the music platform. What they're doing now, Tinashe and what's the other girls, Summer Walker, all these new singers that are, for lack of better explanation, kind of just talking about sex over slow beats. It's really not R&B at all. I remember when Tiny dropped that song dissing her husband, it was like one of the best R&B songs I heard in 20 years. Whenever Mariah Carey releases new music or something. But this is an R&B, what they do today. I'm getting on a tangent. Musiq Soulchild was on there. He was dope. Him and Kim tag teaming the singing vocals was absolutely perfect. Kim never was a great singer. She's like Kanye. She does it anyway, and it works over the music. She's one of the few artists that can sing over beats she didn't create and make them sound like they were made for her. Rick Ross is also featured on the album. I say this in other videos. Rick Ross never disappoints on a track. He pretty much fits himself into any track that he gets on perfectly. I never hear Rick Ross spitting bars that make you be like, oh snap, that was dope. What did he say? That's crazy. But he always subtly rips the mic. It worked out. Lil Kim is back to using that deep voice. The cool thing about Lil Kim when she raps with a deep voice or talks with a deep voice is that she still sounds feminine. A lot of these other girls that rap or talk with their voice deep, they sound like niggas. Excuse my language. They sound like dudes. But it's still cute when Lil Kim does it because she still sounds like a short, feminine woman, like a cute little chick. So it's cute when she does it, but it's also bossy at the same time. Me referencing this song, the atmosphere that I get this song is that she's not even thinking about everything else going on inside the music industry. She's just doing her artistry. She's creating art, and it's working beautifully for her. Catch My Wave is it speaks for itself. As I said before about the album art, Lil Kim is she's steadily outpacing everybody who's come after her, everybody who's jacking her style, pretty much. Nobody can actually do it the way Lil Kim does it. I remember Nicki Minaj, I'm sorry, it's going to be a Nicki Minaj comparison kind of video, because Nicki Minaj has modeled herself after Lil Kim, and in some ways Lady Gaga, but of course Lil Kim, I think Lady Gaga might have stole a little bit of Kim's style herself. Comparing Nicki Minaj, in every aspect of Nicki Minaj, Kim outpaces her. In the fashion world, to rapping, I remember the Queen album. I truly believe Nicki Minaj was trying to envision something as iconic as the #9 album cover for that Queen album, and it looked absolutely ridiculous. Ganja burn, ganja, like everybody was clowning it for weeks, months maybe even, and she was trying to assert, I am the queen, but it just looks stupid because she doesn't have that same fashion sense, that same swagger, or swag I call for women, as Lil Kim. Lil Kim has been a part of the fashion world since the 90s. She's best friends with Vera Wang. This is a part of who she is. And as far as the rap goes, when she talks about sexual escapades, let's say, it's fleeting, and it's not a focal point of the music that she's making. Most of these rap chicks, let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, even Cardi B, who I tend to like more than the latter two, they all make the sexual nature of themselves the focal points of their lyrics, and it's so unbecoming, and it's actually a turnoff. I'm a man who, you know, is mostly attracted to all these three women. The way that they talk about themselves in a sexual manner is so degrading that it's not even a turn on for me. But when Lil Kim does it, she's so professional. She's so educated in the art of talking about her sexual escapades that they're not a focal point. They're just fleeting. She says it in passing, and you just move on from it. But you hear it, but it comes off a lot more cool, less corny, because she's not trying to shock you with it. You got to give her credit for being masterful with her lyrics. Segue into the lyrics. Lil Kim is probably one of the best. She's absolutely one of the best rappers, female rappers in history. I would put her up there with legends 100,000 years before I would put Nicki Minaj there. A lot of people give Nicki Minaj credit for rapping, and a lot of people are calling her a legend. And I'm like, for what? Why are people calling this girl a legend? And she hasn't earned that. Her first, I think, 2 or 3 albums were the same album, with a few more songs attached to them. The only album that she has that was critically acclaimed was The Pink Print. Just one. That's the only album from Nicki Minaj that I liked, and like generally for the most part. Every other album might have had 1 or 2 songs that I listened to, and I think that goes for a lot of other people also. People worship Nicki Minaj more than they listen to her music. With this #9 album, this is artistry at work. Lil Kim's not worried about what everybody else is doing. She's working on her artistry, and the people have responded to that very positively. Speaking about what everybody else is doing, the songs Bag and Jet Fuel kind of resemble what today's music sounds like. But even in those songs, she still created her own world of music and artistry. You don't get the feeling that she's trying to make music with the sound of today. You get the feeling that she's creating something new with the sound that she's producing inside this music. Even though the 2 of these songs most resemble today's sound, she's not trying to copy the sound of today. Otto Blanco is, you guys, if you guys subscribe to me and listen to me talk about rap and the contents of lyrics and gangster rap and things of that nature, you guys know that I don't too much care for all the street thug, pop you, kill you, all of that stuff. So Otto Blanco is more so the gangster stuff, but that's not to say that she's not spitting flow and going hard on the bars. She's definitely killing the track. And with that being said, and with me having my own concerns about the lyrical content, I would say she's more responsible with the way she's talking about the street life than other people have been in recent history in raps. So to summarize it all up, Lil Kim has taken her throne back from all of these rap chicks. All of these rap chicks are literally her children. Nicki Minaj says that a lot. Nobody's Nicki Minaj's sons. Nicki and every one of these colorful hair, thong wearing, sexual rapping females are all Lil Kim's children, and none of them can do it like Lil Kim. That's why this album is also so hot, is because it's better than every Nicki Minaj album. It's better than this Megan Thee Stallion girl's album, and it's better than Cardi's album. I would say Cardi's album is the closest thing to this #9 album compared to the other girls. She can't be touched, and the reason why she can't be touched is because she is the originator and she never let it go. She's always been there. I heard one of these interviewers saying that they were surprised that it was so good, and I was like, when did Lil Kim ever put out something trash? Everything was dope. The Truth, La Bella Mafia, Queen Kim, I think the album was called, all the way back to Hardcore. Everything was dope. I think Queen Kim or King Kim, I forget what the album was, but it had How Many Licks Does It Take on it. That was probably her worst album, and it's still better than the majority of the music that's coming out of these mainstream rap girls or rap women today. Show Lil Kim some support, give her the respect. The album is fire from front to back, and like I said, I have my reservations about the degenerate music, but again, she does it in a much more responsible and classy way than some more of the decadent rappers out there. I totally respect her. I totally admire her fashion sense and her icon status. She totally deserves it, and she's never lost her way. She's never fallen from grace the way that Nicki Minaj is falling right now because of who she's trying to be. Nicki Minaj is trying her best to be Lil Kim, and I'm not trying to just throw dirt on her because she's down. Nicki Minaj has failed largely because she wanted to be Lil Kim without having to be as humble as Lil Kim. She doesn't understand that Lil Kim has friends everywhere. She's not called the Queen Bee because she shitted on everybody, excuse my language, and expected them to bow down. They call her the Queen because she was humble to everybody. She made friends. She's friends with like every rapper and singer from the 90s aside from, Foxy Brown. Maybe Remy or something like that, but she's got connections. She's really the person that Nicki Minaj is trying to project herself to be. I never wanted Lil Kim to stop, but the media was pushing Nicki Minaj when all of this Young Money and Drake and Lil Wayne stuff started. They were pushing her as if she was that new thing and that she was the hottest thing. She never was. She was put inside your face, and she was made to be the only female rapper that you had to choose from. And her body of work doesn't speak very well for the status that she's been given. Lil Kim is a true legend, not a legend that the media created. And give this album a listen. And pardon me if I'm hating on Nicki Minaj to some of the Nicki fans, but this is true artistry right here, and I'm angry that something lesser than that gets compared to somebody like Lil Kim. Listen, I'll be biased if that's what it means to have musical integrity. So I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. I know this is gonna be kind of controversial. Well, not controversial. I don't get more than like 5,000 views at the height. So, but for the people who do see it, this is probably going to be kind of controversial, but I stand on what I say. Anybody who wants to debate the Lil Kim Nicki Minaj thing, let's go. Get in the comments and let me know what you think, because I think that Lil Kim is much more thoughtful and much more masterful with her lyrics than Nicki Minaj has ever been, and or ever will be, unless she really starts paying attention and being more thoughtful with what she writes down and not just trying to shock people. So anyways, I don't want to keep this going. Get in the comments, guys, and I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.
Black country, young rebels, revolutionaries fighting for what's right. Your thrones are too high, you need to come back down to earth. We're real people, you fall, we still see you. You're lost, we won't leave you, I promise that. What the hell does it mean to act your own age? I said forget what's sin, I make my own wave. Prodigy went to his grave, trying to save you niggas from yourself. Black contra men are brave.